Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Jill's with us in Phoenix. Hi, Jill. How are you?
I'm well, thank you so much. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
So I'm calling. I've listened to the show off and on for years, but I got really serious about 6 months ago, and I'm going to admit at the outstart that I know I've messed up, but I have about $100,000 of debt with my ex-husband. I'm currently married. My current husband and I make good money. Because this debt felt so overwhelming, I kind of shoved it to the side. We paid off all of our other debt, and I started saving for a house. I skipped partial step 2 and went to step 3.
Mm-hmm.
And
we started saving. We paid, so all you and your current husband paid off all your other your debts
Correct.
from the other marriage except this debt. And what is this debt? How big is it?
It's $100,000.
And who's it owed to?
And the IRS.
Oh.
Okay. And how did you end up $100,000 in debt to the IRS?
So my former husband owned a company. Tax issues got complicated. Life was really overwhelming. He didn't want to deal with it. I didn't know how to deal with it, so we just didn't file 7 years of taxes.
Ooh. Yikes.
Yeah. So when we got divorced...
Wait a minute. Did you have an income during that time? You personally?
I did.
And you didn't file taxes on that income? Did you file taxes on your income during the 7 years?
No. Nope.
Okay. So his business was complicated. You didn't file on it. And how did the $100,000 come about? Who decided what that was?
So when we were getting divorced, we actually hired a CPA, which is what we should have done in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And they went through, filed all of our taxes, and let us know, what we owed, as well as initially interest and penalties. And of course,
why in the world did you filing jointly while you're going through a divorce? Why didn't you file separately? You would have only been responsible for the taxes on your income.
The judge required it, unfortunately.
Interesting.
I know.
I don't believe you. I think your attorney mailed it in. Judges, that's not logical. The judge required you file your freaking taxes. I don't argue that. But he didn't require you were as liable that you had to pay taxes on his business that he didn't file on.
So because the judge basically said, well, you benefited from the income while you were married, so you are both jointly and severally liable, and you have to file together. It was very, very frustrating.
So I have a question about your ex-husband. Is he going to, if you both said, all right, it's $100,000, I pay 50, you pay 50, is he gonna do it?
No, it's joint and several. She's liable for all of it until it's all paid.
Through the divorce, he is obligated to pay 60%, and I'm obligated to pay 40%. And that's kind of part of the question is,
no,
should
he's
I
not.
just try to pay the $40,000?
No, he's not. No, he's not. The divorce decree says that, but the IRS says you owe $100.
Right. Correct. The IRS will not acknowledge that.
Exactly. They don't have to.
If I pay the $100, and I can take him back to court and sue him for that portion.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Or, I know. And honestly, it wasn't until I called a Smart Investor Pro because I started saving for a house, and I had my emergency fund. I was saving for a house, and your Smart Investor Pro was like, no, girl, you got to go back to step 2. You have to deal with this.
Yes, you got to deal with it. He's right. So,
how much money do you have laying around?
So I have $55,000.
Okay.
Part of that was money that I got from my son passing away, and part of that is money we saved.
Gosh.
Okay, I got to tell you, there's a couple courses you can go through here. One course you can go through is you can pay the $100,000 and hope you get his 40 back out of him, and I wouldn't give you much hope for that, and you move on with your life. That's a fairly easy course to take.
That's the clean course.
That's the easy one, okay? Here's the one I would do, though, and it's the hard one, okay? I would hire another CPA, or rather a tax attorney, and I would go back before the probate courts where the divorce was done and challenge that judge's ruling and refile under the innocent spouse provision, because I don't think you're liable for his taxes, and you're innocent of his. There's the thing. Ask your tax attorney about the innocent spouse provision. This is where a spouse just signs off on everything, and the other spouse is running the business, and they just sign off on it. They don't get half the thing. They get out scot-free. And you'd be liable for your income, the taxes on your income during that 7 years, but not on the business's income. And I'm challenging that judge's ruling if I'm you. It's going to cost you $10,000 to do this.
I was going to say, how much would you spend to do that?
Yeah, but I would do it. This is the Ramsey Show.